Hi everyone, it's Milkow and welcome back to this new video. I have too much energy today and I just love the topic of this video. So I had this idea when I walked down the street and I just saw so many advertising. You know, like we are living with them but we do not notice them anymore and they are just part of the landscape every time. So I thought, why not talking about the most iconic and impactful advertising in history? So sit back, relax, and let's go back to the past. Obviously, I cannot start without speaking about the famous brand Coca-Cola. Obviously, you know it. I mean, have you tasted ever the 0% sugar Coca-Cola diet once because you thought it was good for your health? I did it, okay? Maybe I'm not the only one. But let's do not speak about what amazing are their drinks, but mostly about Santa Claus. Yeah, weird, no? Before 1931, Santa Claus was described in many ways, actually, and it was green. And we can all thank the artist Adam Sandblom because he was the one that created one of the famous advertising of Coca-Cola, transforming the old Santa Claus to the new one that we love and know today. Then this is only thanks to Santa Claus that Coca-Cola really anchored his image into the popular culture, but also can be linked with this season of the year, creating a timeless marketing masterpiece. And of course, after drinking a good and fresh Coca-Cola, what better things to do than driving? So maybe you guessed about it, but I will talk about the Think Small Volkswagen ad back in 1959. And this ad was really revolutionary in a way that they didn't stick to the traditional way to present a car. They took everything upside down and they did not talk about how big and how powerful the car is, but instead they stick to the Beatles car small size and quirky design. Actually, this ad was so unusual and so important for this time that there is even a reference in an episode of The Mad Men.
You see this yet?
I have. I don't know what I hate about it the most, the ad or the car.
You know, they did one last year, same kind of smirk. Remember Think Small? It was a half-page ad and a full-page buy. You could barely see the product.
And I really love the phrase of one of the characters because he said,
Well, say what you want, love it or hate it. The fact remains, we've been talking about this for the last 15 minutes.
and I think this is just incredible and it just shows how powerful the Volkswagen ad was. Then this is thanks to the minimalist presentation and the clever copywriting of Volkswagen's ad that it made a huge success and we are still talking about it today. And of course, it really helped the Volkswagen brand to really anchor and show how important the brand can be in the American market. So after the cars, let's take a little bit with technology and let's talk about Apple. Of course, you all know this brand. This is like Coca-Cola and Volkswagen. You already know it, actually.
Bruh.
So, of course, Apple did some amazing advertising over the history. But let's stick to one major one, which is 1984. Maybe you are not thinking about Apple at all, but mostly about a book. And you're right, because this advertising was inspired by George Orwell's book, 1984. And in this book, this is a dystopian future where everything is controlled by Big Brother. So Apple used this history and made a huge reference during his advertising for Super Bowl.
With one will, one resolve, one cause. Our enemies shall talk themselves to death, and we will bury them with their own confusion. We shall prevail.
January 24th, Apple Computer will introduce Macintosh. And you'll see why 1984 won't be like 1984.
So this video was directed by Radley Scott and introduced the very first Macintosh computer. So yeah, this just positioned Apple as one of the revolutionary force against the conformity of the tech industry. Nothing more. With its cinematic quality and bold message, this had just created one of the massive buzz Apple ever dreamed of and set new standards for the Super Bowl commercials. I cannot speak about iconic campaigns without mentioning Nike Just Do It campaign. And did you know that Nike's slogan was inspired by a convicted murderer? Nothing less, nothing more than that. And this person was Gary Gilmore, and one of his last words were, "Let's do it." So obviously they changed a little bit the phrase by "let's do it" to "just do it." So this campaign was launched in 1988 and was not only addressed to the athletes but also to everyone else around the world to push their limits and go beyond the boundaries of their fitness conditions. And this slogan is so famous that nowadays we are still using it in our daily life. Then the slogan "Just Do It" is just the representation of so many motivation, but also athlete excellence. And this representation really helped Nike to become the brand that they are today in the sportswear industry. And lastly, let's highlight the Dove's Real Beauty campaign from 2004. This campaign really challenged the standards in the beauty industry by showing women of all ages, sizes, and shapes. And they are still doing it today because they show in one of their campaigns a beautiful woman from AI, which is artificial intelligence, and what a beautiful woman is from Dove. And I think this is just incredible to communicate the same message 20 years later. So this is thanks to this campaign that Dove really have a positive impact on society, mostly impacting self-esteem and body image for women. And this kind of campaigns really empowered the brand loyalty for Dove. And here you have it, some of the most iconic and memorable campaigns in history. Also, I just wanted to say that I think this is incredible how some campaigns really influence the past, but is still influencing us today. For example, the history with Coca-Cola and Santa Claus. I'm born with Santa Claus being red. I could never imagine Santa Claus being green. So thank you everyone for watching this video. I really hope you liked it, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Don't hesitate to tell me in the comments if there is any campaign that influenced or impacts you in some way in your life. And see you next time.